If you own a Jiu-Jitsu or martial arts academy, let me ask you a hard question. Do you run a real business? Or did you accidentally build yourself into an underpaid job? Most school owners I talk to have the same dream. They just want to teach Jiu-Jitsu full time. They want to be able to take care of their family while doing it. They don't want to stress out about money all the time. But then at the same time, they feel guilty for raising the prices, guilty for focusing on profits, guilty for wanting to get wealthy doing what they love. Right? In this video, my goal is to help challenge that mindset and show you why treating your academy like an actual business is the only way you'll ever achieve that dream. My name is Justin Hall with Open Source Jiu-Jitsu. At Open Source, we help academy owners with curriculum and business systems so they can actually make a living doing what they love. Right? Today's not a tutorial on ads or enrollments or systems. This is one about mindset. Because if the way you think about your academy and about money doesn't change, then no strategy in the world is going to save it. So let's talk about the elephant in the room, right? There's a poverty mentality deep in the martial arts world. It often sounds like this. Real martial artists don't care about money. If I charge too much, I'm not being honorable. Right? I shouldn't be getting rich teaching jiu-jitsu. I'll just scrape by. It's my passion. But here's the reality. Your landlord doesn't care about your passion. Your kid's food and school doesn't care about your passion. Your future, your retirement, your health don't care about your passion. That poverty mindset kills good academies. It keeps you undercharging. It keeps you overworking. It keeps you constantly stressed. And here's the harsh truth. When you're stressed about money, your students feel it. They feel it in the energy of the room. They feel it when you're burnt out. They feel it when you're inconsistent. So that poverty thinking isn't honorable. It's actually hurting the very students you're trying to serve. So we got to flip it, right? So flip it to a growth mindset. And a growth mindset says, my academy is a business and a place of transformation. The more financially healthy my academy is, the more impact I can have. Profit isn't greed, profit's fuel. When you start to believe that, a few things will change. First, you'll stop apologizing for your prices. You realize you're not just teaching people how to fight, you're giving them skills that touch every part of their life. Right? You're not just building their physical strength, sure, but you're also growing their self-confidence. You're training their problem solving under pressure. Right? You're helping them develop resilience for everyday challenges. The person who shows up nervous and insecure over time becomes someone who can handle stress, set boundaries, and push through hardships. That's invaluable, and we see it all the time, right? So when you look at your tuition next to other industries like personal training or therapy or youth sports or even music lessons, you should be confident charging prices that are in that range or even higher, because you're not just selling a hobby, you're changing who they are off the mat. And that's worth way more than whatever your monthly tuition is. Second, right, you gotta give yourself permission to win. Understand that getting wealthy from jiu-jitsu does not make you a bad person. It means you've created so much value that people line up to pay you for it. And third, you gotta see money as a tool, right? It's not a verdict. Money doesn't say you're better or worse. It's just a tool. And it's a tool you can use to pay your staff well, to upgrade your mats or your facilities, to sponsor the kids who can't afford it, right? To build long-term security for your family. So, right, here's the simple reality, right? If you charge money, if you have students, if you pay rent, you're running a business, whether you want to admit it or not. The only question is, are you going to be a professional or are you going to play small and call it being humble? A professional academy owner knows their numbers. How many trials this month? How many enrollments? How much is my monthly revenue? What is my retention rate, right? We all have sales systems. We have systems for retention, systems for promotions, systems for marketing. We set clear financial goals, right? This academy is going to pay me this much per month and still stay profitable. It doesn't take away from the art. It protects the art, because if the business fails, the art disappears from the neighborhood, from the community. Treating your academy like a business is how you keep jiu-jitsu alive for your community long term. So, profit and high standards can coexist. A lot of owners think it's either, right? Make money or stay pure. That's a lie. You can absolutely maintain high technical standards and protect a strong, respectful culture. And you can refuse to water down your promotions. And you can still charge what you're worth, offer multiple programs with kids, adults, fundamentals, advanced, privates, run seminars, camps, merch, all that stuff, right? Be financially comfortable or even wealthy. In fact, strong profit margins let you invest more into things that matter. Better coaches, more class times, cleaner facilities, safer conditions. Profit and standards are not enemies. Profit is what allows your standards to stay high for decades, right? So let me give you a few practical mindset shifts that you can make right now. right? First, stop saying, I'm just a coach, right? Start saying, I'm a business owner and a coach. That language shift matters. Second, charge like you actually plan to stay open. If your prices don't cover your rent and your staff and your taxes and your own salary and profit, then your prices are probably too low. And you're not being noble, you're just slowly drowning, right? Third, see profit as responsibility. When your academy is profitable, you can take a day off. You can stay home when you're sick instead of teaching burnout, right? You can be present with your students instead of mentally chasing late payments. 4, invest in business skills the same way you invested in jiu-jitsu. You spent years drilling arm bars and guard passes and escapes. Are you willing to spend even a few months learning sales and marketing systems, leadership skills? That's the difference between, man, I hope my gym survives, and this gym is supporting my family for decades to come. So if any part of this hits you, right, that's good, right? It means you already know you're capable of more for yourself, for your family, for your students. You deserve to be financially comfortable teaching jiu-jitsu. You deserve to make this your only job. And your students deserve a coach who isn't constantly stressed and exhausted. So here's your next step. Start talking about your academy as a business. Look honestly at your numbers and give yourself permission to build something profitable and powerful. If you want help with curriculum, with systems, and with the business side of your academy, this is exactly why we built Open Source Jiu-Jitsu. Hit subscribe, drop a comment with your own struggles, right, as an academy owner, and check the links in the description for resources to help you grow. You don't have to be broke to be honorable. You can love jiu-jitsu, and you can serve your students, and you can build wealth. You just have to start thinking like a business owner.